Previously on Ding Dong Games. After being done with the ludicrous difficulty of Pokemon Darkrai and Kaizo, I moved on to the Drayano ROM hack, Renegade Platinum, a very popular ROM hack. The game's fantastic, being literally the same old Platinum but so much better in every way. Most importantly, the game's far more difficult than the original, with many challenging boss battles in the game, with very competitive and balanced teams, requiring a lot of skill and strategy to beat. The game's very hard, but in a good way, as it never becomes too unfair in its difficulty. Last video I tried the blind Nuzlocke of this game. It made some good progress but was eventually defeated halfway through the game by a boss trainer with a very powerful team that I swear came straight out of a Pokemon Showdown OU tier. But as I enjoyed this game so much, I'm back, and this time I will finish this Nuzlocke challenge. But you know what? Having failed many Nuzlocke challenges in the past, some of you guys are doubting my ability of being a sweaty Nuzlocker, so this time I'll prove myself with an extra hard Nuzlocke challenge. I'll play through Renegade Platinum with standard Nuzlocke rules, but with extra restrictions. I cannot use any items from my bag during battle, set mode must be on, I cannot overlevel too much, and last of all, the most important restriction, no gift Pokemon are allowed, except your starter. That's right, the one feature that makes this game doable to Nuzlocke will be disabled, making this hard Nuzlocke challenge even harder than my previous attempt. All these restrictions will make this a very hard challenge, but I'm ready. With the rules established, it's time to begin this run. Will I survive this grueling challenge? Let's find out. So I start the game again and I choose Turtwig as my starter. I barely win against my rival and play on until I have access to the Pokeballs. Now the Nuzlocke really begins. I go to catch my first few Pokemon. I catch a Starly, a Bidoof and a Rattata. Do note that many Pokemon in this game have been buffed in some ways. Also in this ROM, Starly has a Reckless ability, though I do prefer the Intimidate ability personally. I grind a bit for the next rival battle, but not too much. Then I go to battle him, though I know this won't be easy. I lead off with Bidoof and use my strategy. I go for Defense Curl, then use Rollout to hit two of his Pokemon super effectively because he has Chimchar. That would have worked if it had not been for the fact that Starly got a critical hit on me. God damn it! It went down to Munchlax because of that. Oh well. First casualty in this run anyways, goodbye Bidoof. Turtwig beats Munchlax, but is forced out by Chimchar. Rattata then came in and was barely able to finish off Chimchar, but it was close. Phew, that could have been worse at least. Now I can catch more Pokemon. I find a... oh my god. I originally said I wouldn't use this Pokemon after the Fire Red Omega fiasco where Gyarados just ploughed through the game, but in this game, I'll need all the power I can get. Gyarados is just too strong. I then go back to the previous routes and fish up a Poliwag and a Horsey, which is awesome, while catching a few other Pokemon along the way, including a Lotad and a Zubat with a timid nature which really sucked, but oh well. Yup, no gift Pokemon anymore. But after some grinding, I reach a reasonable level, then challenge the first gym leader, and as you can tell, my team is a great matchup against rock types, and unsurprisingly I flex on Roark's team. Lombre ends up sweeping with Water Pulse, and the Expert Belt is a held item. Yeah, not much worth explaining here. So far so good. I beat these Team Galactic losers, then go to catch more Pokemon, including this Pachirisu, which definitely got buffed in this game just by looking at its stats. I caught a Cherrim and traded it to an NPC for a Skorupi. Now it's time to train up the new comrades for the Valley Windworks. But something awful happened. I wasn't paying attention and I misclicked, and my Horsey fainted because of it while grinding to a wild rat, as I forgot that Dragon Breath didn't affect it anymore. That was incredibly dumb of me, and I'm still beating myself up over that. Fuck!
Fucking asshole.
But you know what? Screw it. I'm grinding up Magikarp. Remember when I said I wouldn't use it anymore in Nuzlocks?
I lied.
That's right. It's time to unleash the beast now. Release the Kraken on these gimps. The power. Now I'm ready for the next boss battle. But oh my god, this was too dicey. Even with Gyarados. Staravia got hit by Toxic and almost fainted to Yanma. I switched in Poliwag to finish it off, as the first hit did less than half HP. Surely I can live one more hit from Yanma.
Wrong.
Nope, it somehow got KO'd. Not Poliwag too, damn it. There must have been some kind of min-maxing damage going on there. Fuck this trainer, prepare to get your cheeks busted by Exodia, bitch. Damn it, this Bronzor's pissing me off with its hacks. Be gone. And I barely won against his Perugly. This was too close, as one crit and I would have been screwed. Yeah, I was a tiny bit underleveled for this battle. As I said earlier on, I am allowed to overlevel, just not by a crazy amount, so that was my bad. In the forest afterwards, I wanted to catch this Mischievous, but damn, this Chansey blocked me. To my dismay, there were 2 casualties in my team in his force. The first was Skorupi, the second was Lombre. God, this is not good at all. My best Pokemon are fainting now, though I'm not even that high level, so I really do need to grind now. I do catch a Haunter in the mansion, with a special attack boosting nature, so that's nice. Then I catch some more Pokemon. A side note is that in the city, I do fish up and catch another Poliwag as my encounter. As far as I'm aware, this is allowed, as you don't have to avoid duplicates, and there were no new Pokemon in the city for me to catch with the Old Rod, so I decided to replace my fallen Poliwag with this one. Now I have to reassemble my team and prepare for the second gym. I have to be more careful now, as I don't have the broken gift Pokemon to carry me through. But after a grinding session, I go to challenge a second gym leader. Do note that I only have 5 trained Pokemon on my team, plus an extra Weedle is Discord fodder. But it's fine as I've got strategy for this battle. I send in Gyarados straight away, you know what time it is. I set up Substitute as it's fast and bulky and hits like a truck. It's also got a jolly nature to boost its speed stat. Then at that point, once I've set up, I'm free to flex in Gardenia's team. Yup, she barely does anything to me. That was really anticlimactic, I guess. Bounce did miss a few times, which is obnoxious, but yeah, that was easy. I got rewarded because I came in with a proper strategy to this battle. So now after that, I've got to chase off these Team Galactic Gimps. Just to be safe, I evolve my starter into Torterra before going there. Then I train up my Geodude as my 6th Pokemon for good measure. I battled Commander Jupiter, and she wasn't too hard. I did mess up at the start of the battle, as her Golbat had Giga Drain, which one-shotted my Graveler. The crit probably didn't even matter. Anyways, goodbye Graveler. Chimecho takes a critical hit Leech Life to the face, which I miscalculated, but was just able to beat down Golbat. Then I switch out into Gyarados against Sableye, as I didn't want to risk it having Pursuit. The beauty of Substitute on Gyarados is that its natural bulk makes it able to take hits without breaking the sub, giving it extra breathing room in battle, especially once you get access to the leftovers. Then after that, Torterra just finishes off Commander Jupiter. Now I feel like my team's doing well, it has good synergy and can use defensive strategies to its advantage, which I like to do. I catch his Gligar afterwards, which I will end up using later on. It had the calm nature, which isn't the best, but oh well. In his cave, I had to battle this NPC, who you team up with afterwards, but oh god, this battle was really close, and I almost lost here as she has some heavy hitters in her team. I panicked a bit against this Porygon too, as not much of my team could switch into it, as it had Signal Beam and Charge Beam. I also know that this thing can learn Ice Beam also, but I didn't know if it had it or not, so I was scared. But luckily Chimecho used Yawn to put it to sleep, and thankfully Golbat was able to come in and hacks out this Haunter, winning me the battle, but it was uncomfortably close, as I only had 5 Pokemon on my team and they weren't even overleveled or anything. I catch an Onix afterwards in his cave, and here I train up a bit before I go to battle Dawn again, and this time she was much easier. Haunter takes out her first 2 Pokemon, as it uses Confuse Ray and attacks with its strong Shadow Ball. Then Gyarados comes in and sets up a sub. I know this Clefable likes to use stats moves, which is always the best time to capitalise on Substitute, as you pretty much get a free turn from it. Gyarados then spams its powerful Aqua Tail and simply wins. After this battle, Golbat evolves into Crobat. Then I catch a Kirlia in the next route. Put a pin in that as that will be relevant later on. I train and prepare for the next noteworthy battle. On the way to Hearthome City, the first Elite Four member heals my team, then challenges me to a battle against a lower level team. I was preparing my Golbat to evolve just for this occasion. It's so dumb how you're giving the option to say no to this battle, but it ends up not mattering at all. You're absolutely forced into this battle, and it's no laughing matter, unless you have several fire types or you're significantly overleveled, which I'm not. It starts off easy as you'd expect from Crobat, but of course Air Slash ends up missing against Beautyfly as it uses Psychic and deals too much damage to risk staying in. Exodia once again has to show the team how it's done, as it stops Beautyfly, though it takes a lot of damage in the process. Gyarados sets up Substitute as Venomoth tries to use Sleep Powder, then just proceeds to bitch slap his team. Hunter came in just to be safe at the end and finished off the last Scizor, but despite what you just saw, this was tense as hacks is always a possibility. Now after that I need to prepare for the next gym leader. I do come at Fantima with a strong team, but I wasn't sure where to cap my own level, so I stayed in the safe side and overleveled slightly. Knowing she has ghost types, I just swap out my own Gengar and flex in her team, as we have a Gengar measuring contest.
Mine are bigger than yours.
I do switch out against Spiritomb, but the rest of my team handles this well enough, though one critical hit can always screw you over. Never relax too much in this game. After that, I beat my rival again, but that's not worth showing. I go to the Pokemon Mansion, get the Lucky Egg, which is awesome, and beat the boss fight there. Unfortunately, there was a tragedy there. This Octillery had Ice Beam unexpectedly, which destroyed my Torterra in a double battle as it's 4 times super effective. Goodbye Torterra. These two guys can piss off though. What do you know, there's another casualty. Noctil uses extra sensory and destroyed by Gengar. It's actually a psychic type in this ROM. Drats! My team's taking a beating now. It needs reinforcements. Now! But before I can make that happen, I finish exhausting the surrounding areas of wild encounters and harvest some new Pokemon. Then I finally reach Soloisian Town and head to the daycare center. I talk to a certain NPC who I completely ignored in my first playthrough, but my viewers actually told me about this NPC, so I go and talk to them. This is where the magic happens. In case you don't know who she is, she's here to help you grind boatloads of XP in EVs, and I mean loads. Similar to that area from Fire Red Omega where there's 6 Blizzies in it, except now it's halfway through the game. To make things even better, she gives you items to boost your Pokemon's EV values and lets you choose which EV specifically you want to train, so you can optimize your training completely. She can use 6 Chanseys for XP, Golems for defense EVs, or equivalent Pokemon for every other EV stat. Don't worry about battling though, these Pokemon will not fight back at all. This is meant to make grinding literally 100 times faster, which is just amazing. I can grind in no time. With this you can completely build, adjust and optimize your team within minutes. So now I rebuild my own team. I enroll new Pokemon like Gligar and Kirlia from before and train them for specific roles in battle. I love my new build for Gardevoir. I opted to train it for max HP and physical defense for bulk. Then I taught it Substitute, Calm Mind and Draining Kiss, which got buffed in this game, allowing it to set up super easily and become unstoppable when it does so. This is what truly makes this ROM hack excel over most others. The fact that you're giving the means to completely customize your team and build strategically in so many ways is just fantastic. But now my team is finished and ready. I set off again and am now a beast. No wonder I did so badly in my last run, because I didn't discover this NPC. I do stop by the game corner and buy a bunch of leftovers, as I truly think it's one of the best held items in this game, especially for my setup users like Gardevoir and Poliwrath. Then I demonstrate my new broken strategy against the 4th gym leader Maylene. The EV training in leftovers makes Gardevoir tanky enough to set up Calm Mind and Substitute, then destroy Maylene's team with Draining Kiss, while completely healing itself in the process. Now it's free to sweep her whole team. Well, it did get a critical hit by this Infernape and was forced out, but it was still easy as hell. This is where the run gets interesting, is now I've got my strong team built, though at the same time, the AI also ups its game significantly. It's important that I don't let my guard down. Which is exactly what I ended up doing in my next battle against my rival. I started off easily enough, until Breloom got a critical hit on Gyarados with Rock Tomb and sent it to the Shadow Realm. I don't believe it. My MVP is down. Gyarados, Exodia. I was saving this for the end of the run. Fuck! But alas, I have to move on without this broken Mon. No overpowered sweeper for me, I guess. Despite this, the 5th gym leader Crasher Wake goes down without a fight, as Poliwrath single-handedly sweeps his whole team. And get used to me saying this, as this Poliwrath build is so strong. It uses Substitute and Bulk Up along with Drain Punch to hit hard and heal itself in the process, and it was EV trained in physical attack and HP. Combined with the leftovers, this Pokemon's also a beast. So yeah, that was easy. The next battle against Dawn was not so easy however. She leads off with Alakazam, and turns out I can't really switch into this safely. Gardevoir was just able to come in, set up and use Draining Kiss, but Shadow Ball was too rough. But Gliscor was just able to come in and take it out, but just. Then after that, yup, you guessed it, Poliwrath sets up and sweeps after that. I do love sub setup Pokemon, as they're so overpowered once they do set up. Too bad Gyarados isn't here to see this. And also, I will not recatch a Magikarp in a later route. I was conflicted earlier on about Poliwag, and I did allow that, but I think from now on I won't allow it, especially after that I've consulted with my own fans. Species Clause will be active for the rest of this run. Cyrus is next after this, and that was also pretty easy, but I would like to show a very effective strategy I came up with. I EV trained this Gastrodon for max bulk and gave it Toxic, Protect and Recover to make it very effective at stalling, and it does work well in this battle. Man, I ain't joking, this is the best Pokemon game I've ever played so far. You get given so many options for team building and customization. It's so fun, challenging, rewarding, and it gives you so much replay value. But now, I am back to get revenge. Last video I lost to this boss battle, and I am ready to win this time. Admittedly I do overlevel a bit, but as I am blind at this point, I don't know what to expect, which makes me really anxious, so I grind a little bit just to be safe.
Grant me revenge.
Though I really am still at risk of losing. Last Nuzlocke run, this guy led off with Entei and wrecked me, but this time he leads off with Gallade? What? I forgot to mention that some bosses in this game will actively change their lead Pokemon to specifically counter your own, putting you at a disadvantage. This is actually a really cool feature, and I think it should be done more in Pokemon games, as it really mixes things up. But now I'm in a bad spot, as this Gallade had Leaf Blade, so Gastrodon had to switch out. Gardevoir was the only thing that could come in, as it set up substitutes in Calmind. Those physical defense EVs are really coming in handy now. It sets up so much that it beats its Gallade, and it also beats Empoleon, but Metagross was a threat, as it got an attack boost from Meteor Mash, which is scary, but luckily my Gliscor came in and got a critical hit with Earthquake. Nice! That critical hit might have mattered. Gastrodon was then able to use Toxic on Staraptor. But stupidly afterwards, I forgot that I already used Protect, so I decided to go for a double Protect, which I should not have done, and I failed, and I lost my Gastrodon to an Energy Ball. No! Gastrodon was lit, and now it's dead. But Crobat hacked out his final Entei and won this battle. At least I made it past my last Nuzlocke. This really is blind territory from here on, which is a really tense feeling, as I have no idea what I'm going to be expecting. My rival Staraptor hits like a truck, Jesus. And this part with Snorlax was just too close for comfort, as it almost beat my Gardevoir, but it was able to beat down Snorlax, heal itself up and sweep afterwards. I have to battle Riley here, and his team is really strong, but lucky for me, his lead was not a threat and Poliwrath just did what it did best in sets up and sweeps. Now it's time for the 6th gym leader, though before I challenge him, I make some changes to my team. Since grinding is so effortless in this game after the daycare center, I removed some Pokemon from my team such as Gardevoir and Crobat, who wouldn't be very good matchups against steel types, and I train up some new Pokemon for my PC instead who will be better. Also I do this so I can have some reserve Pokemon just in case anyone faints. I withdraw and train up new Pokemon like Sandslash and Camerupt, but it turned out this wasn't even needed, as once again, Totally Awesome just threw some hands to the gym leader and gave him an Atomic Wedgie without a challenge. Same goes for the Team Galactic Commanders, it just keeps on swinging at them, and the same again to Saturn, as for some reason this Bronzong doesn't even have Psychic moves. Well, GG I guess. However, the 7th gym leader was a completely different story. Usually Poliwrath will have a great matchup here, but little did I know that our lead Pokemon was a Abomasnow, which made me panic, as that's the one Pokemon I did not want her to lead off with. What follows was greatly disturbing, as I couldn't safely switch in as Camerupt got two-shotted, damn it. Gardevoir just beat it, but was then forced out into my choice banded Float Cell, but the real problem arose when his Glaceon abuses evasion and was beating down Poliwrath. Chimecho barely managed to stop it, but sadly, it sacrificed its own life in the process. Thank you Chimecho, but I couldn't one-shot this Weavile, and expecting a boosted Ice Shard, I had no choice but to sacrifice Nidoking, as Gardevoir is just too important. Float Cell stopped this, but couldn't stop the Mamoswine, unfortunately. But luckily the MVP clutched this. God, this battle was so close and I barely won. As you can see, my team is barely hanging on, but at least my two best Pokemon are still alive. The next few notable battles were not really worth showing however, but at Mount Coronet, things got wild. There was a 12 versus 12 double battle which was rough, but I still came out unscathed, and yes, you heard me right, 12v12. The real challenge awaits me now. I go through the distortion world, and after getting lost for a while, I finally reach Cyrus and battle him, and what the hell is this? They're so strong, oh my god. But I have to remain calm. This looks so insane, but somehow I managed to beat this battle unscathed. Crobat confused Dialga, as it kept hitting itself in confusion, and Poliwrath focused Drain Punch on it. Luckily Palkia didn't get any critical hits. Then after Dialga went down, I focused fire on Palkia and beat it also. Jesus, that was a mental boss battle. I can't believe I didn't actually lose anyone there. They're even level 70, which is wild. But to my surprise, I had to battle Cyrus again right after this. Thank God I never lost anyone in the previous battle, otherwise this would have been a pain. But this wasn't too hard, as the bitch Cyrus has no more legendaries to carry him. Piss off. He also had to give me flashbacks with that damn Gyarados. Also, damn Giratina was surprisingly a cakewalk, what the hell? But at least I'm done with the distortion world, and can now proceed to the last gym leader. I catch Dusclops and Electabuzz and move on. Now, as you might have noticed, a few of my Pokemon are not suited for dealing with electric types, so I assemble a new team. Poliwrath needs to get some time out now. I get out my Arbok and evolve the 2 Pokemon I just caught and train them up, so now I've got a new team and can handle the last gym leader effectively. I was told his team would be level 65, so I prepared accordingly. Turned out they were actually a little bit lower, but the battle was still actually quite tense. Things got interesting when Rotom Wash was sent out, but Victory Bell handled it fine. Rotom Heat was scary, but as it kept using Overheat, it made itself really weak so Dusknoir could just finish it off easily. Luxray in this game is also a Dark type, but Arbok was just able to stop it. Then after that, Gliscor was easily able to sweep from there. Phew, it's done now. I finally have all the gym badges. It's finally time to challenge the Pokemon League. This is going to be crazy. I need to prepare for a wild series of battles. I reach Victory Road, catch one more Pokemon, then I proceed through Victory Road, then... Wait, what? What the hell's happening? I didn't film this whole battle, but I got swept by a bird catcher in the beginning of the cave. Oh my god! The previous Pokemon got some hacks, and this Dodrio managed to set up 2 Sword Stance and just swept me completely. This made me really upset. I am being flipping real with you. I was so close to the final battle, but lost to a random trainer right before, out of nowhere. I considered carrying on with the new team, but to be honest, after that embarrassing sweep, I lost all heart and ended the run there. It's all over now. Or is it? I want to play this game again. Not only did I truly enjoy it, but I want to truly Nuzlocke this game without dying, and even potentially beat the post game. Overall, I did make it really far, considering this was mostly blind, and the extra Nuzlocke restrictions combined with the fact that I didn't use any gift Pokemon. All things considered, I did pretty well and I'm quite happy with this run. I came up with some unique strategies and had to really think outside the box about how to solve certain challenges. This just makes me want to reattempt this Nuzlocke again. I will make another video on Renegade Platinum at some point, and next time, I will reach the Elite Four. But for my next video, I was planning on either reattempting this game and eventually completing it, or I could move on to the next game in Drayano series, which is probably what I will end up doing, playing Pokemon Sacred Gold and Storm Silver, the definitive versions of the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I have still never played to this day surprisingly, making this ROM hack another blind run. How will these ROMs compare to Drayano's other ones, and will I succeed in that Nuzlocke? Stay tuned for then. Let me know which video you would rather see. But anyways, I will see you all next time and hope you enjoyed the vid. This is Ding Dong signing out.